Did you know that most big box store hardwood is actually second quality material with short boards, warping, knots, and cracks, which is exactly why they can sell it for so much cheaper than flooring stores. If you're thinking about getting hardwood floors and you want to avoid a costly mistake, you need to watch this video. Here are 3 things you're going to learn. First, I'll show you exactly how to identify quality hardwood versus cheap, poor quality options. Second, you'll find out the biggest mistakes people make when buying hardwood floors. Mistakes that cost thousands of dollars and lead to premature failure. And third, I'll help you determine which specific type of hardwood is right for your situation so you can get floors that will last you decades, not just a few years. The overall quality of hardwood flooring has drastically declined in recent years, making it much harder to find quality solid hardwood floors. Think about it like buying clothes. When you pick up a well-made shirt, you can feel the weight of the fabric, you can see the tight stitching, and you can tell it's going to last. But when you grab a cheap shirt from a discount store, it feels flimsy, the seams look loose, and you know it's probably going to fall apart after a few washes. Hardwood flooring works the exact same way. Quality hardwood has weight to it, consistent grain patterns, and finish that feels pretty solid. Cheap hardwood feels light, has visible defects, and often comes with a finish so thin you can practically see through it. So let me teach you exactly what to look for when you're shopping for hardwood. First, check the finish quality. Quality hardwood will have a matte or satin finish that feels smooth but not slippery. Avoid high gloss finishes because they show every scratch, footprint, and piece of dust. I've had clients in the past who picked high gloss floors thinking it will look more elegant, but within a few weeks they were calling me asking why their floors always look dirty. So be careful with that. Second, look at board length variation and quality. Good quality hardwood will include a natural mix of board lengths, including some shorter pieces. What you want to avoid is a bundle that's dominated by very short boards or has an excessive amount of pieces under 12 inches. When you see a floor that's mostly short boards with very few longer pieces mixed in, that's usually a sign you're dealing with a lower quality grade material where the mill is using up scraps and defected boards. Quality hardwood should have a good balance of long and short boards that create a natural, varied look when installed. Third, check for minimal knots and streaks. I'm not saying knots are always bad. Some people love the character they add, but when you see excessive knots, dark streaks, or boards that look completely different from each other, that's a red flag. Quality hardwood should have consistent color and grain patterns throughout the bundle. And fourth, understand proper wood grading standards. The highest grade is called clear grade, which has no knots and defects. Then you have select grade, which allows very little character, but still maintains very high quality floor. Avoid anything labeled as cabin grade or builder grade because that's where they put all the defects in short boards. Now here's the thing about big box stores that most homeowners don't understand. Home Depot, Lowe's, and similar stores primarily carry second quality material. They can offer those lower prices because they're selling you the stuff that didn't make it into the premium bundles. The reason these stores can sell it so cheap is because they're buying the material that specialty hardwood dealers won't touch. The wood mills need to move this lower grade stuff somehow, so they sell it in bulk to big box stores at really low prices. A client of mine went to Home Depot, saw hardwood for $4 a square foot, and thought they were getting a great deal. Then they got it installed and realized half the boards were different colors, there were knots everywhere, and the finish started wearing off within the first year. They ended up spending more money to rip it all out and start over with quality materials than they would have spent just doing it right the first time. Companies that make laminate, LVP, carpet, and hardwood typically have lower quality hardwood compared to wood-only manufacturers. When a company is trying to do everything, they usually don't do any one thing exceptionally well. That's why I recommend companies like Appalachian Hardwood. They focus only on solid wood flooring, so all their energy and expertise goes into making the best hardwood possible. When you're dealing with a wood specialist, you're getting floors that are designed to last decades, not just look good in the showroom. Let's talk about solid versus engineered hardwood for a second, because this is where a lot of people get confused. Solid hardwood can be sanded and refinished multiple times over its lifetime, which means it can literally last for generations if properly maintained. Engineered hardwood has real wood veneer on top with a plywood core. It's more stable, which means it handles moisture and temperature changes much better. This makes it a great option for basements, over concrete, or in homes with radiant heat. If you're in a traditional house with proper subfloor and you want floors that can be refinished many times over the years, go with the solid hardwood. If you're dealing with concrete subfloors, basement installations, or you live in an area with high humidity swings, engineered is probably your best choice. We have a video comparing the two up here in the corner if you want to know more about it. But for engineered hardwood, Mohawk makes some of the best products I've seen. Their engineering is solid, their veneer layer is thick enough to handle multiple refinishes, and their quality control is consistent. But here's the most important thing I want you to understand: the true cost of choosing cheap hardwood. When you buy poor quality hardwood, you're getting a floor with a finish so thin that it starts showing wear patterns much faster than you would expect. You're getting short boards that make your space look choppy and unprofessional. You're getting knots and defects that make your beautiful new floors look like they came from a barn. Quality hardwood, on the other hand, maintains its beauty for decades. The finish lasts, the boards stay tight, and the color remains consistent. It's not just about looking good today, it's about having floors that add value to your home for years to come. This brings up the next big question you're probably thinking about. What's this actually going to cost me? Because here's what I see happen. Homeowners learn what to look for, but then they get sticker shocked and end up talking themselves into the cheap option anyway. Don't let that happen. I've got another video where I break down the real numbers behind a quality hardwood installation so you can budget this thing properly. Check that out next, because understanding the true cost is just as important as knowing quality.